Hello, you water signs. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And this, of course, is for all of my Cancer signs, my Scorpios, my Pisces, no matter where it is at in your chart. And we're going to be looking at the week of February 27th through March 6th. And yes, I cannot believe it is March 6th already. Happy birthday to any of you Pisces out there that have a birthday between those dates. And of course, these videos are timeless. So if you're coming across this outside of that time frame, I would still watch the video or listen to it because I'm sure there are messages there for you if your intuition brought you here. But for all the rest of you that are watching it between that time frame, March 2nd is our Pisces new moon that is coming around. I did put out new videos yesterday for all of the zodiac signs for the Pisces new moon. So if you want to check those out, I'll have it linked somewhere here at the end of the video for you as well. But for this week, for you water signs, we're going to start off by pulling a card from the Archeo personal archetype cards and just see what the creator wants you to know overall for the week. One more time. All right. So for our water signs, what would you like them to know about this upcoming week, please? Whoa. Nope, they didn't want any of those. Okay, that's the one. And you have the Wanderer. Very beautiful card there. And I'm just going to put that over here. And let's see what message comes for you for the Wanderer. So the Wanderer insists that you stop what you're doing, clear your head, breathe the cool air into your lungs, and feel the mossy rocks beneath your leather boots. Let him ferry you across the lake to a place without concrete, staleness, and boredom, where you can walk with the Romani on their ancient pathways. And I love that they're taking you across a lake because you being water signs, this is about helping you move across. So it's like bringing calmness. You know, this Pisces new moon coming up, of course, is water. And so you, out of everyone, are really feeling, especially you Pisces, but all of you water signs are feeling those waters move under that lake. And this is like taking a deep breath, getting some calmness, and allowing them to bring you across that lake to the other side. So helping you move through your emotions. And we're also going to pull a card here from the Elemental Oracle. Let's see what else the creator wants you to know. So there is this asking to have some calm and allowing your higher self or your angels, your guardians, angels, you know, all of your loved ones on the other side, those beings of unconditional love and light, they want to help you move across that and throughout this next week as well. And then you have the lake. So like I was just talking about, depth and the lake. Can't make that up, right? So I think they are trying to tell us something here. Let's see what message comes here from lake here. And it's card number 31. It says, do not take the shallow alternative. Deep dive, do the research. Do not cut corners. You may not be seeing the whole picture, so take your time with a decision. And the word of power is profundi, which in Latin is Latin for deep. And lakes are natural, self-contained bodies of water, not connected with an ocean. They have their own ecosystems and often contain their own endemic species. Most have at least one stream or river directing the flow outwards. The different classification of lakes include glacial, tectonic, fluvial, and shoreline, and those formed by meteorites hitting the earth. As they are often freshwater, historically lakes have attracted human occupancy as they are a water source. On Earth, most lakes were formed in the higher northern latitudes, although there are notable exceptions in Africa. Spiritually, lakes have been places of magic and power. Lake Wanaka in New Zealand is said to breathe in and out with the giant that lies underneath it. Lake Baikal in Siberia, I murdered that, I know, sometimes referred to as the Sacred Sea, is the largest source of fresh water in the world, containing over 20% of the world's unfrozen fresh water. Over 630 kilometers long, that lake is very deep and its waters are very clear, and it contains over 3,000 unique species. One common shamanic practice is the offering of a small amount of vodka in certain sacred spots. It is also believed that something should be thrown into any fire you light as an offering to the spirits. And it's said that if you bathe here or in other lakes such as La Garkafrajat, I know I murdered that one for sure, in Iceland, you will receive healing energies from the pure and ancient waters. And of course, the element for this is water, which is you. So there is this call about the depths and understanding the formation of your emotions, understanding that there was different things that have created different emotions in you, like all different things that created lakes upon the earth as well, and that there is at least one outflow of a stream, and being aware of the emotions that are coming up with you this week, the emotions that, you know, are so deep and run so deep, which you all have the ability to really dive into your emotions. But this is the week that they're asking you to dive deep, but also allow this stability, allow this, you know, wanderer to take you across the waters as well. We're also going to pull cards from the Sun and Moon Tarot and see what else the Creator wants you to know about this watery adventure this week for you. All right, so what else for our water signs this week? Okay. Okay, anything else? Okay, I thought there was one more. So these are it here, and we'll do it like this, and we'll start over here. Yep, you've got the universe, which would be like the world card in the standard tarot. This is significant endings and new beginnings. You're ready for the end of a major cycle and the beginning of new ones in your life. So yeah, this looking at this emotional reflection, I would say, it's bringing it to your attention because there are things that you are ready to look at. You're ready to change a cycle of how you, I'm showing like you're ready to stop a stream from flowing a certain way and have your emotions flow in a different direction. And it's funny because I'm seeing like this lake that had that would have, like, it's on the in the middle of a continent or middle of an island, and it's, you know, up above, and the you know, so streams can flow in all directions, but it's only been flowing in one. It's like you're stopping flowing in one and allowing it to flow in a different direction. So it's very like it says, changing of how you're having your emotions flow. Yeah, because you have the Strength card here. And the Strength card here is a beautiful message because there's a story here. This here is your higher self, your eternal self, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And then the little animal here, usually it's a lion on the standard tarot, and of course here's a huge full moon, but there represents our human self, our lower vibrational self. And the story that Spirit gave me regarding the Strength card is that, like in this case, the howling wolf, the wolf came down here, and it came down here unaware in the beginning of our higher self, right? And so it feels like it's alone, and it's told, you know, it's hungry, first of all, and it's thirsty, and it's told, go out there, because out there is what is going to make you feel whole and complete. It's going to take away your hunger. It's going to quench your thirst. So it's told, go out there and, eat of relationships, drink of relationships, whether it's romantic, family, friends, work, whatever. Those relationships are what are going to, make you feel full, take away your thirst. Also, eat and drink of situations like jobs and education and whatever. Also, eat and drink of possessions and things in the physical world. So your possessions, your body, your bank account, right? And so the wolf goes out there and it eats and drinks of all that. And because those things are unstable, they do not satisfy. If they do at all, they don't for very long. In fact, they make you even more hungry. It's like eating an Oreo or a Pringle, it's like, you can't just have one. It's like, I need more. I just can't seem like I can get enough of it all. And so we, because of course, with relationships, people change or they pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, or are stolen. So all those things are temporary and they don't fulfill us. So in the regular strength card, the lion becomes this roaring lion in the jungle. And this one, the wolf, becomes this howling wolf at the moon because it's so desperate, it's so hungry, it's so thirsty. And like I said, it's not aware of our higher self, but our higher self is aware always of our lower self, and it of course recognizes that it's howling, and it comes down to see what's going on. And it sees the situation that it has itself in, and our higher self doesn't come down to kill the wolf and put it out of its misery, or cage it to protect other people from it, or try to manipulate or control it like with a whip or a chair, like they would do a lion in a carnival or whatever, because it knows what the lion, or in this case the wolf, is hungry for and thirsty for is the unconditional love of back home. And conveniently, our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, so it can give its human self the love that it's been searching for all along. So it does come down, gives it a big old hug, and gives it all that love. And that howling wolf becomes a little wolf cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete and not howling anymore. It's snoozing because it feels so safe and secure in the love of our higher self. And they're not like Superman would come down and rescue someone, then fly off. Now that the wolf is aware of our higher self, now they walk together, hand in paw together throughout this life. Experiencing life in a whole new way. And you can kind of see it's a little butterfly right there by my finger. So that's the transformation that happens because of this. And so I feel like this is like what is going on here. What's helping with this transformation, the way you're looking at emotions and feelings, is with this connection to your higher self. In fact, this is like the poster card. I call it the poster child card for the U×2 series that I started at the beginning of this year. And it is about getting to know the two of us that are living this human adventure. So that'll also be linked at the end of the video here if you want to check any of those out. And then you actually move in and you have the strength card again, but this time it's the 9 of Wands. Wands is our drive, our ambition, our aha inspiration, and it's also our spiritual energy. And I feel like that's the one that's really being emphasized here, with the strength card being right next to it, because the 9s are also like, think of the 9s as the Hermit card, which is the 9th card in the major arcana of tarot. And it represents you finding this inner energy, it's all about the inner search, the inner finding of yourself. And even in this one, there's one of those stabs there, one of those ones that has the little star on it, and that's you finding the higher you, finding that from within. You didn't need to find it from the outside. It's all about the inner search there, exactly like the Hermit card. So I love that. They're just reinforcing one another. Yeah, and then you have the completion, the Four of Wands. So you do have, look at, there's the two of you on the, it looks like even the Wheel of Fortune here. So you are, and here you have this completion and ending of major cycles here. It's like, yeah, this completion that's happening definitely involves your spiritual energy and this wholeness and this completeness, because the fours are the solid foundation. It's like a table with four strong legs on it. So your spiritual energy is really coming in to this beautiful, beautiful place. So all this wonderful inner fire, this higher awareness comes, because really the emotions is how we feel the unconditional love of the other side. Especially this Pisces new moon. Pisces is the spiritual seeker, and this new moon in Pisces is about this new spiritual search as well. And then we're also going to pull from this Black Tarot, which this represents your messages from your shadow, which is like your tour guide on this beautiful human adventure that we're on. And whereas we really move throughout this earth with the conscious awareness of what we see, the shadow allows us to go below the surface. It allows us to go into this deep dive to the subconscious and the unconscious things, which is what you guys have been called to do. So let's see what messages from your shadow here. Okay, they want that one. What else? Okay, and that one, evidently. So since this one showed itself first, we'll look at that one. And you have the Three of Spheres, which would be the Three of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And this is this call to your authenticity, to be the authentic you, to not look to the outside world for your definition and for how you want to uniquely express your unconditional love to the world. A lot of times you'll see like someone working on this beautiful piece of art, and there's someone in front and someone in back, and the person in back kind of represents the naysayers, the dream busters that are like, I don't think you're going to be successful at that. Me. You should do it this way. No. You know, a lot of opinions and not supporting opinions. And so we know we kind of just push them away and have a little special place out in the outskirts of our life for them. But the other person in front is the person that's supportive of us. And sometimes that person can be even more of an influence on whether we are living our authentic life or not. Because as a child, you know, that praise and punishment, we don't want the punishment, which is the naysayers, but we enjoyed the praise, right? Usually, some of us do enjoy the punishment, but because we only attention we can get was the negative attention, but majority people like the praise part, right? And so we enjoy it when people are being supportive and wanting to, you know, back us up and support us in whatever way. And so when they say stuff like, I'm so proud of you that you're doing this with your life and you're doing such great work and you're doing that, and I'm just think it's really great. Have you ever thought of doing it this way? And they could be doing it purely out of usually their own fears of like, I need to tell you what my opinion is, or they're just, you know, giving you suggestions without anything attached to it. But us, we take it on as going, oh, I don't want to lose their praise, so maybe I'll just alter my course a little bit and just do a little bit of what they said. So we lose our authenticity a bit. And so this message from your shadow is basically letting you know, really when you connect to this higher self and understand the passions and the dream that you really have deep within you, that this is about stay true to your authentic self. Don't be steered by the outside world and its opinions. Then your final card is the Three of Wands. So you got two number threes here. And the Three of Wands, I mean, you had wands. Wands is this, you have this, threes are the creativity, think of the Empress card, which is the number 3 in the major arcana. It's about new birth. It's about movement and change of how you're doing things too. You know, the baby when it's in its mother's womb, it has a different life that it's in, right? It is in water. It is in this protective place, this warm place. It's just being supported completely, right? But when it's born, it goes out into the cold, things change and the world changes and there's this new direction of things. And I really feel like that is what's happening here for you too. As you dive deep and you understand these things, you're ready to make these changes in direction. You're ready to change the focus of where you're investing all this spiritual energy because of the awarenesses that you have as you dive deep into these, you know, this lake, into the emotions. Kind of have the Excalibur vibe coming in, where the lady of the lake blessed this, you know, the tools that you had for yourself. And so just know that you are supported, that you do have this beautiful energy coming in from, you know, your spiritual side, your higher self, and all those posse of beautiful beings of unconditional life on the other side, wanting you to express yourself authentically, express your creativity. And that might mean, with this new information and this new awareness coming in, that you might change your direction a little bit. And that's quite all right, because you'd rather be living your dream and living your passions than just existing anyway, right? Yes. Right. Well, I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, new moon and full moon readings, and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, also click that subscribe button, and that'll give you access to this notification bell. And doing that will allow you to select the option for all when you go into that notifications, which will get you notification for any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to someone's channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy. It wants to share the videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you want even more specific information for your life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information will be in the description box below as well. All my water signs, as you go throughout this amazing week across and deep into the lake, please know that each and every second of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.